Wild boars are not only an invasive species, but also a source of great damage to livestock and agriculture and the natural environment. The consequences they bring can reduce agricultural productivity, increase the risk of disease transmission to livestock, and affect the entire ecosystem on crop farms. Wild boars became the enemies of farmers because of their destructive behavior. They destroy crops, eat seeds, tubers and fruits, causing heavy damage to agricultural production. This not only reduces farmers' income, but also affects food supplies. Furthermore, wild boars also cause soil erosion, damage irrigation systems, and reduce soil quality, greatly affecting the stability of the agricultural environment and the ability of soil to regenerate for crops. This animal has omnivorous habits and can consume a variety of foods from plants to small animals, such as insects and mice. They use their snouts and food to dig in the ground looking for food and sometimes scratch the ground to create shelter. When active at night, they increase the risk of encountering them, especially in rural areas and primary forests. Wild stem borers not only have the ability to become a source of disease transmission, but can also carry many dangerous infectious diseases such as African swine fever, swine tuberculosis, foot and mouth disease. These diseases not only threaten the health of animals, but can also spread to humans and endanger entire communities. Hunting wild pigs by plane in the United States has proven to be an effective strategy for controlling and preventing invasive species. This method has been practiced since the 1980s and has become increasingly popular and widely used. Although the cost of hunting by plane is not small, ranging from $1,500 to $5,000 per flight, these methods provide many important benefits. First of all, it is highly effective and capable of killing large numbers of feral pigs in a short period of time, helping to minimize their impact on the environment and protecting farmers from damage caused by encroachment. The use of aircraft in hunting also ensures safety for people and livestock by flying at aircraft altitude, avoiding attacks by wild pigs, helping to reduce the risk of accidents and increase accuracy in hunting. Put bullets. In conducting aerial hunting in the United States, obtaining a license is extremely important to ensure safety and regulatory compliance. These licenses include wild boar hunting licenses, pilot licenses, and hunting equipment licenses. A wild boar hunting license is one of the most important steps to ensure hunting takes place according to regulations. This requires a solid understanding of hunting rules, as well as the ability to identify and manage hunting environments. In addition, a pilot license is a necessary condition to ensure that the operator is capable of operating the aircraft safely and accurately. This is important to avoid unwanted accidents during hunting and ensure the safety of both the pilot and those participating in the activity. A hunting license is also a necessity, especially when using guns for an aircraft. This ensures that the operator is skilled in using hunting equipment correctly and safely, while complying with relevant legal regulations. Crop fields and orchards are often the main feeding areas for feral pigs, making it easier for them to reach and control aircraft. This makes hunting more convenient, increasing the ability to locate and hunt jungle areas where wild pigs often hide. The aircraft's versatility and ability to reach hard-to-reach areas has increased the effectiveness of aerial hunting operations. The wild boar population in the United States has decreased significantly in 2023. The population is estimated to have decreased from 5 million in 2000 to about 2.5 million. Despite significant achievements, feral pigs continue to threaten the environment and pose a risk of transmitting diseases to humans. Maintaining and developing control measures is important to ensure a balance between the survival of animals and the protection of their habitat. Controlling and preventing feral pig invasions remains an issue that requires ongoing attention and action. feel about this measure? Leave number 1 if you like the method of hunting wild boar by plane. Otherwise, if you don't like it, leave number 0 and share your opinion in the comments section below. And now, let's continue watching the rest of the video to learn more about the history and impact of wild boars in the United States. Creating safe and favorable locations to observe and hunt wild boar is a process that requires careful selection. This not only ensures efficiency in hunting, but also requires quietness so as not to lose hunting opportunities when wild pigs appear. To take advantage of this opportunity, the hunting process is often carried out in a group model. In this model, support and interaction between team members play an important role. Teammates not only provide safety, but also support each other in optimizing hunting strategies. This ensures every operation is efficient and safe from information gathering to harvest, resulting in a successful and wilder harvest. Some common wild monkey species include the macaque gibbon and several others. Wild monkeys are widely distributed globally, often concentrated mainly in 4 main regions: South America, Central America, Asia, and Africa. During each reproductive cycle, wild monkeys usually give birth to 1 to 2 babies depending on the health of each individual. Reproduction frequency varies depending on the species. Some species breed once a year, while other species can breed multiple times a year. A sudden increase in the number of monkeys has caused them to appear frequently in urban areas, causing chaos and affecting people's daily lives. Due to the sudden increase in the number of monkeys, they are forced to find food in urban areas. However, their sudden and unexpected appearance often frightens people, especially when they suddenly rush out and attack people. The invasion of monkeys into urban areas not only has a serious impact on management and control, but also creates a sense of insecurity and concern in the community. In view of this problem, the government has decided to allow monkey hunting to control their population. It is important to note that hunting monkeys for population management is considered completely legal under specific regulations and government permits. This helps minimize the impact of monkeys on the community and ensures everyone's safety. Hello friends! Did you know that Australia is facing one of the highest mammal extinction rates in the world? More than 70% of Australia's native animals cannot be found anywhere else on Earth. Therefore, every loss for Australia is also a loss for the world. One of the biggest threats to Australia's native species is the introduction of feral cats. In today's video, we will find out how Australian farmers are dealing with the problem of 6.3 million feral cats. If you are excited about this content, please leave your number 1 below in the comments section. Feral cats first appeared naturally in Australia in the 1850s. To date, the number of feral cats in Australia is estimated from 1.4 to 6.3 million. They have become an obsession for Australians, especially livestock farmers, because they are not only an invasive species but also prey on millions of native animals, creating ecological imbalance. Even though they belong to the same cat family, feral cats are not cute at all and are very aggressive. They have the ability to hunt patiently and adapt well to the environment, making it difficult for many native animals to survive with them. Watch the video to better understand how farmers are meeting this challenge and solving the feral cat problem in Australia. And feral cats not only cause a lot of damage, they are also linked to the extinction of 25 species of native small and medium-sized mammals, threatening the existence of more than 100 other native species in Australia. The annual predation impact of feral cats on native Australian wildlife is estimated to be huge, with 272 million birds, 470 million reptiles, and millions of other mammals killed, along with unknown losses to invertebrates and amphibians. These massacres frequently take place in the bush, but feral cats in town areas also cause significant losses. They are capable of injuring people and are often difficult to distinguish from domestic cats due to their agile bodies, sharp senses, and good hunting ability. Feral cats are suited to living alone and are often active at dawn and dusk. They are often located in sheltered places such as rabbit holes or bushes. Feral cat populations are self-sustaining and breed successfully, with females able to give birth to 2 litters per year. Young feral cats live with their mothers until about 7 months old, after which they disperse and live alone. This female gave birth to dozens of other litters of feral cats, contributing to the sudden increase in the number of feral cats. This situation is creating food shortages and threatening biodiversity in Australia. Let's take a look at the challenges that feral cats bring. In the wild, they tend to increase their hunting and attacking behavior to ensure survival. Like a leopard cutting through the desert, the light footsteps and sharp eyes of wild cats are directed at prey. These unfortunate ducks will become a meal for feral cats. Especially when they are hungry. Although birds are often the favorite targets of feral cats when they are hungry, the animal's resistance is often ineffective, and they fight desperately until the feral cats tear them apart. Wild cats are such strong people. They are small in size, but have enough attack power and ferocity to terrify their opponents. Feral cats not only attack wild animals, but also attack pets when given the opportunity. Naturally, your pet is no match for a wild hunter. If not stopped in time, things will get worse. The result will probably be similar to the confrontation with the duck or wild cat just now. Feral cats also pose a threat to human health because they can carry infectious diseases such as rabies and respiratory infections. Recognizing these risks, the Australian Feral Cat Reduction Action Plan has implemented direct measures such as trapping and baiting, supported by cameras to increase implementation effectiveness. However, developing awareness in the community about the risks and consequences of feral cat attacks is also considered one of the most effective measures to tackle the problem. Ensuring people have a better understanding of the greater consequences of the presence of feral cats in their surroundings. A large method of controlling wildlife cuts is the use of poisonous baits. However, this method is only implemented in Western Australia. Many native animal species in the area have developed resistance to this poison in some parts of Australia. Although poisonous baits can pose great danger to wildlife, don't let their appearance fool you. Each Each of these cute stray cats can kill up to 1,000 native animals each year. This situation is getting worse, and increased pressure from feral cats could quickly lead to other animals being pushed out of the ecosystem. Australia's National Science Agency (SASO) has reported that each year, feral cats kill an average of 1.8 billion animals in Australia, equivalent to about 2,000 native animals every minute. Aware of this situation, the Australian government has allowed citizens to participate in wildcat hunting activities. But this can only be done with a hunting license and in strict compliance with government regulations. The goal is to reduce the number of feral cats in the area, maintain the ecosystem, and ensure safe and effective hunting. In 2023, approximately 21,000 cats were euthanized in an effort to reduce the feral cat population. Night hunting is practiced, with many feral cats hunting possums in the mountains and others hunting at night in remote and arid regions of Australia. The hunting instinct of wild cats makes them work effectively at night, but they are unaware that there are eyes watching them and guns aimed at them to optimize the effectiveness of hunting wild cats. Many people also participate in night hunting. It is a law of nature. To catch a predator, you must appear when they are hunting. During the hunt, farmers can use means such as guns to end the threat of feral cats. However, the encroachment of entire feral cat populations continues. Their claws have penetrated deep into Australia's ecosystem, especially in autumn when food is scarce. Feral cats will hunt small animals to secure a meal, and they even move close to residential areas in search of food. Controlling feral cats becomes a challenge in locating them. Hunting feral cats requires a lot of effort. Hunters often use specialized lighting systems combined with infrared lights, helping them clearly see the target and location of wild cats during night hunts. However, things are not so simple, because these cats are very clever and sensitive. They have the ability to sense their surroundings quickly, along with good night vision. Once they have identified the target, they quickly rush in to catch their prey. Therefore, hunters need to be extremely cautious, because wild cats can run away or even attack if detected. A night hunting group usually needs at least 2 people to support each other, and everyone must hide quietly, observe and wait to spot the target. They move their hunting gear towards their intended target and carry it back to their body. This is not only an arduous hunt, but also brings exciting experiences. With the feeling of not knowing when wildcats will appear, the excitement from discovering and defeating them is something that will definitely make you happy. This joy comes not from killing, but from the clear awareness that each shot can help stem the encroachment of feral cat populations. At least, discourage them. In addition to hunting feral cats, trapping feral cats is also allowed in all parts of Australia, with the goal of reducing the number of aggressive predators. Although feral cats have only been present in Australia for about 200 years, they have left a destructive mark on the Australian landscape in recent times. Australian farmers have strong plans to limit the invasion of wild cats, proving their determination in the fight against these cute-looking killers. Since just 13 wild rabbits were brought to Australia from England in 1859 by a wealthy man named Thomas Austin. Their overpopulation has caused many negative problems for nature and agriculture. Governments and farmers in Australia have used a variety of measures for more than 100 years to control wild rabbits, from fencing to extermination. Boars has implemented biological control measures, even injecting viruses into rabbits and releasing them back into the wild. However, with favorable living conditions and rapid reproduction, the number of wild rabbits in Australia continues to increase rapidly. Although at one time up to 98% of the total number of wild rabbits increased rapidly, female wild rabbits, once exterminated, usually begin reproducing as soon as they reach 5 to 6 months of age. Currently, female wild rabbits in Australia usually give birth to 4 litters. Each litter has about 7 to 10 babies. They hide mainly in squirrel burrows and are only allowed to leave when the mother rabbit feels safe. Baby rabbits will feed on their mother's milk for about 4 weeks before transitioning to solid food, according to research by the Invasive Species Solutions Center in Australia. Most wild rabbits will separate from their mothers when they reach a certain stage. After about 4 to 5 weeks, these wild rabbits are weaned and begin a new independent life. They will burrow and live wherever there is a food source and less disturbance, such as a backyard garden or on a hillside. Basically, any place in Australia can become an ideal habitat for them. Currently, there are approximately 287 million wild rabbits in Australia, with about 177 million rabbits being born each year. These hundreds of millions of rabbits are distributed across 71% of the country's mainland, and they have the ability to burrow naturally. While young wild rabbits are often preferred prey for carnivores like feral cats or dingoes, the number of rabbits killed each year by predators is only a small fraction of the total rabbit population in the area. The animal is adaptable except in areas with a lot of clay and sand, such as in northeastern South Australia. Currently, New South Wales, Queensland and Victoria are the states with the largest wild rabbit populations in Australia, with New South Wales home to approximately 65 million wild rabbits. The negative impact of hundreds of millions of wild rabbits on Australia's ecosystem includes the decline of natural vegetation and grasslands, linked to overgrazing by wild rabbits. Just one wild rabbit can make the entire lawn of an international standard football field indestructible. An adult wild rabbit typically weighs about 3.3 pounds and needs to consume 7% of its body weight each day. The burrowing habits of hundreds of millions of wild rabbits in Australia not only cause serious erosion and destruction of the landscapes in which they live, but also create other negative impacts on the environment. Competition with native animals in the fight for food is also a major problem presented by wild rabbits, the impact of which poses a serious challenge to the ecosystem and native animals in Australia. Threatening some 322 plant species and posing a major challenge to ecology and agriculture. Australia's wild rabbit population is 11 times larger than the country's population and costs the government more than $215 million a year. Australia, with the problem of wild rabbits rampant, the Australian government allows anyone to hunt them in unlimited numbers and encourages people to organize hunts to reduce the number of this invasive species. We already know that wild boars are not native to Australia. However, they have become a serious environmental problem since their introduction into the country. Do you know why wild boars appear in Australia? Please share your opinion. Corn seems to be the favorite food of wild boars. It is very easy to eat. Wild boars, numbering between 20 and 30 individuals, are roaming and eating corn in Australian fields. The biggest consequence of their presence is the negative impact on the economy, causing significant losses to the agricultural sector, amounting to more than $100 million annually. According to information from the Wildlife Management Board, the current number of wild boars in Australia is about 24 million, exceeding the country's population of 21 million wild boars, which is also a source of risk for environmental pollution, especially near water sources. The Australian government has had to pay $500 million to clean up the environment and solve the problem of the spread of parasites from wild boars, as well as the risk of their attacks on hunters. To deal with this problem, the Australians chose helicopters as the main means in the campaign to control hunting from above. This not only provides precise targeting, but also helps avoid attacks from wild boars. Most importantly, Hunting wild boar is completely legal in Australia, as long as you have a license. The government even offered small rewards to those who participated in the hunting campaign. If you think this method works, leave a 1 in the comments and a 0 if you don't like it. Not only the presence of wild boars, but also wild dogs is a major challenge for many communities, attacking and hunting animals, creating unsafe conditions for people and animals in the area. A fearsome wild dog in Australia called a dingo. They are not a native dog breed in Australia. Their origin is related to wild dogs in Southeast Asia and Asia, which may have been introduced to Australia by people from those regions. Wild dogs, or dingoes, organize into packs and have the natural characteristic of growing up in the wild, forming a natural and aggressive personality, leading to attacking behavior to ensure food sources for the pack. According to estimates, damage caused by stray dogs is about 120 million USD annually. The rapid increase in the number of stray dogs has posed a challenge to the Australian government on how to effectively control them. To control the threat of wild dingoes, the Australian government prefers hunting methods. This requires careful preparation from costumes to weapons to ensure the hunting process is effective and safe. One important thing is that wild dogs in Australia are not protected, so hunting them is completely legal and officially accepted.
See what these animals do.
Australia's old fencing system has been replaced with a new structure, built to higher safety standards to improve control and durability, while minimizing the risk from stray dogs. What do you think about this method compared to hunting? Please leave your opinion below in the comments section. Animals such as rabbits and birds have a habit of consuming every part of their prey, often showing aggression by grinding their teeth, biting, and snapping around. The Tasmanian devil, a protected species, faces many other animals. The major challenge for Tasmanian devil conservation is that only an estimated 250,000 individuals exist in Australia. Therefore, people have implemented proactive selection methods, using live traps with bait to attract them, then capturing them alive and transferring them to wildlife management agencies, according to legal regulations, the law. What do you think about this approach? The Australian approach is receiving attention and support from the community. People in Australia are increasingly interested in the emu, a flightless bird native to the country. The emu has an average height of 4.9 to 6.5 feet. Emu is considered one of the largest birds in the world. This interest shows the special love and affection of Australians for this unique bird. The natural taste of wild monkeys is a natural species, unaffected by direct human impact or domestication. They maintain their natural way of life, do not depend on food from humans, and retain their natural wild behavior.